So thank you very much for joining, and also thank you very much for recommending this 15 to 20 minutes of Bhagavad Gita reading to your friends. So please have more and more people come together for just every day 15 to 20 minutes to read Bhagavad Gita. So today we continue our reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. The title of the chapter is Observing the Armies, or in Sanskrit it is Sainya Darshan. And today's verse is verse number 12. So let us chant the verse together. You can unmute and chant. Tasya Sanja Nayan Harsham
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षम्
Guru Vruddha Pitamaha
कुरु
Simhanadam
वृद्धपितामहः
Vinatyochai Shankham
सिंहनादं
Dadmo Pratapavan.
शङ्खदम्यो
You can please
प्रतापवान्
unmute and try to chant. Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षम्
Guru Vruddha Pitamaha
कुरु वृद्धपितामहः
Simhanadam Vinatyochai
सिंहनादं विनोति चैः
Shankham Dadmau Pratapavan.
शङ्खं दद्मो प्रतापवान्
Yeah, please, you can, anybody wants to try, please chant.
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धपितामहः सिंहनादं विनोदोच्चे शङ्खं दद्मो प्रतापवान्
Anybody else want to try? Yeah, go ahead.
तस्य सञ्जानयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धपितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चै शङ्खं दद्मो प्रतापवान्
Anyone? One more? Somebody?
तस्य सञ्जयन् हर्षन् कुरु वृद्धपितामहः सिंहनादविनोदश्च शङ्खं दद्मौ प्रतापवान्.
Thank you. So let's read the translation and purport. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like a roar of a lion, giving Duryodhan joy. Purport. The grandsire of Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of grandson Duryodhan, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him by blowing his conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion. Indirectly, by the symbolism of the conch shell, he informed his depressed grandson Duryodhan that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. So, now this shloka, there is a change of the situation or scenario. Till now, Duryodhan was talking through Dronacharya, and he compared the fighters on the Kaurav side and also on the Pandav side. And also he requested all his fighters and army men to support in fighting and also protecting Bhishma, because Bhishma was their commander, and also the Kauravas depend on Bhishma and Drona for their victory. So here now we see Bhishma, who is the senior-most of Kaurav and Pandav on the battlefield, and he is expert in fighting and also in military skills and arts. So he's also commander of Kaurav Sena. So now here we see the Duryodhan has just finished his talk with Dronacharya. Maybe as from the last sloka, it looks like that, yeah, he has finished, but Drona has not spoken anything, and Bhishma blew his conch shell, right? So, like we were discussing, when Duryodhan was talking to Dronacharya, it was assumed that other fighters of Kaurav army were also around Dronacharya, and that's why Duryodhan was addressing by the names of the great fighters, and ultimately he said that our army is protected by Bhishma and we depend on Bhishma, so everyone should support and protect Bhishma. This was the last shloka, right? And now we see, okay, the Bhishma hearing the words of Duryodhan, then he blew the conch shell. So it's now dialogues is finished, and now the action has started. The action to start the war. So in our society or in our religion or in our uh, country, the conch shell is blown to to represent a auspicious thing happening. Like when we open the temple uh, darshan, then the conch shell is blown. That gives the indication that somebody great is coming, right? Or you are going to have darshan of the Supreme Lord. So that's why the conch shell is blown. So in the battlefield also, conch shell was the sign to start the battle or end the battle. So the battle will start and end sunrise to sunset. So at the sunset again the conch shell will be blown, and for that day the war stops. So here grandfather Bhishma blown the conch shell very loudly, and it is compared to the roaring sound of the lion. So when the lion roars in the jungle or anywhere, all the animals or people who are around there, they get frightened by the vibration of the sound. So similarly, um, Bhishma, being the greatest of the warriors, he blew the conch shell, and that gave joy to um, Duryodhan, because he wanted to have full support of Bhishma and Drona to his army so that they can be victorious. And he very well knew like Bhishma has affection towards Pandav also. So he wanted to see the complete commitment of Bhishma Dev in the war, being the commander. So by this act of Bhishma Dev, it gave a joy to Duryodhan. So from the other side, if we look at Bhishma's position, he is great devotee of Krishna, right? But because of his vow to serve the Hastinapur royal throne, you can say, he was bound to, or he adopted to fight on the side of Kauravas, and he knew that he was on the uh, opposite side of Krishna or Pandava, which is the Dharma, which is the side on Dharma, and he is not on the side of Dharma, but still he adopted to fight. And this is also arrangement of Krishna, right? That even if you are great devotee of the Lord, and if you are not on the Dharma side, then you are going to lose. So this is one of the lesson that the Bhishma being fighting from Kaurav is Krishna wants to give us. But from Bhishma's side, as he is great devotee of the Lord, and Krishna has taken promise that he will not take any weapon in his hand during this war. This was Krishna's promise, right? So now Bhishma also want to see how Krishna, by his Leela, will protect Pandav from the bigger army of Kauravas, right? And Kaurav Sena also had, say, many great fighters who also had the divine weapons. So now Bhishma also want to see how all these things Krishna will make it happen, because he knows that wherever there is Krishna, the victory is on that side. So he is also eager to see how his Lord will uh, articulate this war, and he's interested to see that. And Vishma, as commander of Kaurasema, fights with all his might, and on the ninth day of the fight he fights so severely with Arjuna and all other Pandavas that Krishna has to break his promise, right? And he has to take the wheel in hand to attack Bhishma Dev. But before, on the eighth day night, Bhishma takes promise that tomorrow I will finish Pandavas, and I will make Krishna to take the weapon in hand. So to fulfill Bhishma's promise, Krishna took the weapon in hand. So this is the loving exchange of between the Lord and his devotee, and those episodes are very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam in Canto 1. And there is also teaching of Bhishma to Yudhishthir on the how he should rule the world, and there is also glories of Bhishma explained in the Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhishma wanted to see how his Lord Krishna plays his role in this war, and also, of course, he wanted to fight as his duty also, and he did that correctly as expected. And all these glories, like Bhishma is one of the Mahajan, or a devotee, or a pure devotee, who demonstrate how a devotee should work for Lord and accept the situation that is given by the Lord to him. So that is very nicely explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. First canto is there. So this is something about today's shloka, and I wanted to announce, or let everybody know, a very important and very auspicious event coming up. So this is Bhadra Mas, right? And today is Trayodashi, Chaturdashi is tomorrow, and day after tomorrow is Purnima, and it is the Purnima, Bhadra Purnima it is called, and it has very specific significance of this Bhadra Purnima. So I was telling that Bhishma Dev's pastimes are told in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Puranas, as you all may know, and it specifically defines bhakti, and also there are 10 topics of Bhagavatam. So it starting from creation to the inhalation, and how the universes are maintained, how the universal structure is, and also there are how the devotees are protected by Krishna, or the Supreme Lord. So there is description of all the description about the Lord and his devotees. So this Bhagavatams is 12 cantos are there, and you can see all these cantos have explanation about different devotees, and all the avatars of Krishna and Vishnu, how they arrive in this world and what is their purpose. It's very interesting and very divine and loving exchanges between different devotees and the Supreme Lord. So the one thing that I wanted to tell you, in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is 13th chapter is the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. In that there is one shloka number 13. So here this shloka says, Paushapatyam Paurnamasyam Hema Sinha samanvitam dadhami yo bhagavatam sayanti param gatim. So the translation goes like this: if on the full moon day of month of Bhadra, which is the current month, and the full moon day is day after tomorrow in Japan, if one places Srimad Bhagavatam on the golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. Right? So one should place Srimad Bhagavatam on golden throne because it is the king of all literatures. On the full moon day, the month of Bhadra, the sun, which is compared to this king of literature, is present in the constellation of Leo and looks as if raised up a royal throne. According to astrology, the sun is said to be exalted in the sign of Leo. Thus, one may unreservedly worship Srimad Bhagavatam, the supreme divine scripture. So this is why I am just sharing this, because this is a yearly once opportunity that comes when either you take Bhagavatam or you gift Srimad Bhagavatam to any one of your friend, and what you will get out of it is you will attain a supreme transcendental destination. So this is explained by Sutta Goswami. So it is 100% truth that it is going to happen if you on this particular day you commit Bhagavatam set or you gift Bhagavatam set to somebody. So all over world there is a campaign going on for this Bhadra Purnima, and to encourage people to take Bhagavatam or to give Bhagavatam. So I'm just sharing this because this is a good opportunity uh, to progress on the spiritual path or whatever we have started with Bhagavad Gita, and ultimately we want to know our real self. So Bhagavatam is a must-have in everybody's house because it's a most important Purana for us. So I thought I should share this with you so that if anybody is interested to take Bhagavatam or if anybody is interested to place an order to gift Bhagavatam somebody, then you can write on the group, because we are now placing the order because of this virus. We didn't get our order in hand, but we will be placing the order. So if anybody interested to take advantage of this very auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima, which is on Wednesday, day after tomorrow, then please let us know if you will like to order a Bhagavatam set or you will like to give Bhagavatam set to somebody. So the price of the Bhagavatam set in Japan is 35,000 yen, and it comes with this 12 cantos, and it's 18,000 verses of divine understanding. So I thought maybe it's a good idea to share with you all about this auspicious occasion and opportunity. So in today's shloka, we saw Bhishma has taken action. Now he has blown the conch shell, and that gives a sign of starting of the war. And this is the moment that Duryodhan was waiting, and Duryodhan was trying to diplomatically explain or talk with everyone, but now Bhishma has taken the action and blew the conch shell. So now the dialogue has finished, the action has started, and Duryodhan is also happy seeing the commitment from Bhishma Dev. So next few verses is about the different conch shells and how the whole atmosphere of the Kurukshetra is prepared for the war. So that we will see from tomorrow. So if anyone has any comments or any other points that we can discuss or we can talk together, or that you have heard from anywhere, please feel free to share with us. And it's very encouraging that if you add anybody of your friends who are interested, so it helps us also to associate with more and more devotees of Vishnu who want to hear Bhagavad Gita, and that the more the people are, the more the energy flows. So thank you very much, and please let us know if anybody else is interested. We can surely keep this increasing and making more appealing to everyone. So any other points? Okay, so thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Dhanyavad.
Krishna.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much. Very,
Thank
very
you
good.
very much. So, very auspicious day coming up. Please prepare for it. Please see the moon. It will be full moon day after tomorrow. It will be very beautiful, bright moon. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Hare Krishna. And
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
see you
Hare
tomorrow
Krishna.
again.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.